15 minutes late to when I actually wanted to go live, but we are in the process of redoing the kids' room, so it's a little crazy in between going live and everything, but that's how you have to do it. You have to do it messy. I did the Q&A social media training live via Zoom, and then I, had to go and help the kids, and then now I'm coming live, and there's beds in my office as we clean their room and wait for the beds to come. That's what it's going to look like. That's what messy action is going to look like when you are a mom or you're busy, and it's never going to be perfectly quiet. I can always hear them yelling in the hallway, and it's just the way it is. So I am committed to doing it messy. I'm committed to helping you learn how to do it messy and to just not feel like everything has to be perfect all the time to be successful. And with that, I wanted to answer some questions. And also this will probably turn into a little bit of a social media training, but I wanted to answer some questions here for anybody who might be wondering about the No Rules Branding School. And because the doors are closing today, and they close at midnight, and when the doors close, so does the ability to save $500 for the inaugural grand opening of the No Rules Branding School. So if you would like to get information on it, I'm actually going to put a link here. You can also go to my bio to learn more about it. And also, if you DM me the word hangout, I can send you the replay to the hour-long training I did today, but that does expire at midnight tonight. So I just want to come on here for anybody that I catch live really quick. And I wanted to ask you a question. How many of you have spent, how much time have you spent on social media? If you think about all the time and all the months and all the days and all the years that you've spent on social media, what have you created with social media? Have you created income with social media? Have you learned new skills with social media? What has social media done for you, and how much time do you spend on it? And I want you to think about, what you've applied over the years for those of you who have aspired to be successful on social media, and what has held you back from actually being successful on social media or monetizing social media. But when you really think about how much time you've spent on it, for those of you who are not generating income online with it or sharing your services or your products or your ideas with people, I just want you to consider what you can do with that time going forward. We can't get back wasted time, but we can relearn a different way to utilize social media. I think that most people started using social media as a fun thing, right? Instagram came out and we use it just to share photos. And then what it's evolved to is this $1 billion e-commerce and e-learning platform, which so many people are utilizing out there. Shout yourself out if you have utilized social media to share your services, your ideas, your thoughts, your products. And then also if you've been thinking about doing it, I just hope you realize how many people are doing it, and they're doing it messy, and how much time you spend on social media without getting any compensation. And, one of the things that I've realized, because I've always used social media for business, I started my Instagram when I was already doing social media full time, and and if you're on live and you've already joined the No Rules Branding School, shout yourself out. I would love to see who's already one of my students. One of my new students, traits of a really successful person is somebody who is always learning. And I was saying that on my live, and I just think, people who are always here to learn and here to apply and get into action and massive action are really the most successful people. I saw a post the other day by somebody, and she's like, everybody's already doing these things and because there was just a huge change in our lives. And I'm like, yeah, because the most successful people are going to get into massive action. They're not going to wait around, and they're not going to, feel it out. They're going to listen to their gut, and they're going to jump straight into what they need to do and what they know they wanted to do. And is that always the right choice for some people? Maybe not. But at the end of the day, no rocks left unturned, right? They want to know. So yeah, look at you. Kristen is already in the school. Ginger's already in school. Elizabeth's already in the school. Jennifer's in the school. Oh my God. We're going to have so much fun. Okay. So I wanted to answer some questions I've been getting, specifically, and for those of you who are on the Q&A, this might be redundant. It might feel a little repetitive because there's just some questions that I just really feel like everybody should hear. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about was the 0 followers or no followers or private accounts or accounts that you haven't really grown or whatever, because there's a lot of people who have Instagram accounts that very much do want to do something with their Instagram account, but I just don't think you understand exactly what Instagram is doing. And so I thought it might help you to understand that Instagram has goals to help creators to earn full-time income. That is their goal. So their goal is to help people who want to learn to learn how to use social media to generate income to be successful in doing that. I think it's something like 36% of creators make a 6-figure income. And they're just looking for more ways to get more people to be able to earn income through Instagram. So one of the things that they're doing is they're highlighting small accounts. So, if you wanted to start a new account or you wanted to grow a small account, you are more likely to be seen than I am. So in case you don't, this is something that I'm going to show in the school, and I want to be very transparent about my analytics. And I'm going to show my analytics in the school because, and I do show them sometimes even on my Instagram stories, but what you may not understand about somebody who has an account my size and as old as my account, because I started it in like 2013, that is also over 140,000 followers, and that has all grown organically through attraction marketing and through building my personal brand, is that most of my posts get seen to my followers, not to the Explorer. So I don't get pushed out to the Explorer that much. When I get pushed out to Explorer though, I do get a lot of follows. And so essentially what the 322 framework and what I taught in my masterclass and what we're going to be learning in the No Rules Branding School is that 2 out of the 3 types of posting that I teach are for reach and engagement. And so when you join the No Rules Branding School, module 2, which will be opening, obviously like after module 1, but like we'll be opening second to the first one. Like it's going to be one of the ones that I'm doing first, so that you can really understand and nail down the framework that is attraction marketing, because I don't see it being taught out there at all. All I see being taught out there is like, use my viral hook or how to build a personal brand and like, or like whatever. But like the framework that I created, I have used for over a decade. It's not something that I used last year to gain like 1 million followers that like is some sort of an Instagram hack or because I'm writing the algorithm or whatever. It's actually a proven system that I have, been able to create a substantial income with myself, and then also help thousands of women to create a substantial income with. And so the whole point of the attraction marketing process and how I teach it is that as a new creator, you're going to get seen a lot and you're going to put out there a lot. And the way that you're going to master that is through the attraction marketing framework that I've created. And so new creators with fewer followers are going to get shown. And then also what you may not know about people's behavior around social media is that during the winter months, screen time goes up. Think about how much time you're going to be spending on the screen over the course of the next 3 months, and think about how you could use that time to redefine your relationship with social media. So if you think about all the time, if you even check your time spent on Instagram alone, and you think about all the time you've spent on social media, that's because you've only used social media as a consumer or as somebody who takes in social media. And one of the biggest limiting beliefs that people think who use social media as consumers is that creators spend a shit ton of time on social media. And actually the opposite is true. If you were to look at my insights, you would probably see that I spend probably the same amount of time on social media as you do, but that is not actually consuming content. The time that I spend on social media is creating my own content and being in my stories, in my DMs, and conversing with my community that I've built. Sometimes I will end up on a scroll to find trending audio or to collect collect some information, but there is no extra time spent. And for the most part, when I'm being really good about, my boundaries with work, because when you own your own business, you got to create those boundaries with work, no matter what business you're in. And I've always looked at my phone and social media as work. So if I went on my phone to I don't go on my phone necessarily to for entertainment. And if I do go on for entertainment, I have a separate account that I go to that I only follow knitting and gardening accounts. And I go on and I look at what people are knitting, or, mostly knitting accounts because I get inspired to like go knit because it's a big hobby of mine. And then I hop off, and I'm not on there very long. I just go check my favorite accounts and then I'm off and just see what updates they've done on their knitting. Really, that's it. But all the other time that I've spent on, I am creating an income for my family to be able to have both their parents home, to be able to have the freedom and the time flexibility to be able to do whatever we want, whenever we want. And it's so interesting because for 14 years, I've only been able to help people in one industry. And so many people have wanted to work with me over the last 14 years who either couldn't because they were on different teams or because they didn't want to be in the industry that I'm in. And now that I'm not anymore, it's just opened my eyes to the ability to help so many different types of businesses doing what I've done, because any type of business that you have, you need to master a personal brand. You need to master your branding. And so many small businesses, brick and mortar, the problem that you're having is that you think that your product is face forward. So like, for example, like I had somebody reach out to me who sells jewelry, and I went to her page, and it was just like 3 pictures of her jewelry. And first of all, they were just hard photos, just 3 posts. And she didn't understand that like her gardening has to do with her jewelry, and it's all like botanical jewelry, and she loves to garden. I'm like, your page could be so beautiful, so vibrant, so fun, and it could bring in somebody like me. So somebody who has a hobby like gardening, and let me just give you an example of how my attraction formula works, is that what I love about social media is the creative aspect of it, and giving people the creative freedom to be able to share all of the things that make them them. The biggest thing that I've seen hold people back over the last, couple years is this whole niching down, adding value bullshit that is constantly being forced down your throats. Viral hooks, steal my hooks, try my B-roll, slap this tip over and you'll be successful. And it's such BS. It's all marketing strategies. And it doesn't actually work for most people. I'd say maybe if like 1% of people can catch the algorithm, maybe that'll work for them. But then you're pigeonholed into that one product or service or industry that you're in. Instead of, if you were to build a personal brand, you can not only like service people with whatever you want, but you're not even limited to one thing if you don't want to be. And so, one of the things the example I gave on the Q&A session was that, like as somebody who's interested in gardening, and this is how it works. So I teach my 322 framework. There's engage, exchange, and exclaim post, right? And so this is how it would work. So if she's really into gardening or whatever, she would have some video of her in her garden, and then I would find her through like her gardening video, right? Like if the Explorer showed me her, or if I was searching for gardening or whatever, if I lived in her region, like sometimes I'll search for Pacific Northwest gardeners because that's where I live, or flower gardeners because that's what I'm really focusing on in my garden right now. The thing is that all the little pillars and sub pillars are keywords and things that people are searching, things that people are interested in, things that people are exploring, things that people are being shown by the Explorer. And so if she gets shown to me and for her gardening, and I'm like, oh man, her story's so inspiring because inspiring because she masters my module about copywriting and storytelling and messaging. Oh, let me put the link here too for anybody asking about the school. It's not going to let me paste it. It's supposed to be pinned. It's supposed to be pinned there. I don't know if I swiped out. I had a granny moment. Hopefully it's still pinned. If not, you can always go to my bio and check it out. But I would find her through her gardening content, and then I would be like, oh, cool. She's like, instant follow. I love her vibe. I love her garden. And then I would go on with my life and I would forget all about her. And then I would, be scrolling maybe one day, and I would get a pop-up of like this beautiful jewelry. And as somebody who loves buying handmade jewelry, loves beautiful jewelry, and I would be like, who's this? And I would be like, where's this jewelry? And I would go and I would see it, and I would go to her page and I'd be like, oh, it's the gardening girl. Cool. She sells jewelry. And then I'd be like, oh, let me check her out. And I'd like look at her page, and I would dive more into her content, more into her story. I'd connect more with her because she has so much content on her page. I would be able to build a relationship with her without her even talking to me, right? Thank you, Angelique. Yeah, Angelique is also in my No Rules Branding School. Thank you. Yeah, I'm talking a little bit more about the framework and the attraction marketing process because this is the part that I'm so excited to teach people and for you to master. So I want to keep giving this example because it's such a great example and how so many people are missing the mark. And how important it is going to be to master the 8 principles that I teach inside the school. So I go and I'm on her page. I'm binging it. Oh, Allie joined during the Q&A. Yay! I'm so excited for that workshop, by the way. And so then I go and I'm like, I go to check out her jewelry and I'm like, sold out. What the frick? And I get FOMO and I'm like instant FOMO. And then I join her mailing list because she's sold out. So I get on her mailing list so that I can know about her future drops. And then when she does her next big drop, I'm one of her people that are buying her jewelry, hopefully, because I've definitely stocked people's drops. I don't know, has anybody here ever stocked a drop where it's a product that you absolutely need and want, and you know that there's limited amounts of it, so you stock it? Yeah, and so here's the part where people also miss the mark. So let's say you're a jewelry maker, right? And you can only make so much jewelry, and you're looking to also diversify your income and to take your skills and to take it to the next level. What you would do is you would then monetize your skills. So that's when you would then go and you would teach people in your own courses or through your own materials or even kits. Like I saw a flower pressing kit today on sale from a girl that I've been following, and I've literally been waiting for her to put it into a kit because I can't be bothered with going and trying to collect all the materials myself. And I would rather have somebody put together a little DIY kit for me to get my feet wet so I know what to do, and then I will go and buy all my own products. So I will definitely kickstart my flower dyeing journey with her because I know that she has a little kit and it's super simple and I can just buy it and it lands in my door and I can do it with my kids easy. So then, you take your skills and you teach other people how to do it, right? So if whatever you know how to do, if you're a teacher and you know how to teach kids how to read and you know the teachers struggle with that, then you go and you monetize it. But none of that is possible unless you have really focused on, building an audience and serving an audience. And so this is all just really important stuff that I think that a lot of times people are not realizing. You're not realizing your story, what you're going through right now in your life is so important and so necessary for people to see. They need to know you and connect with you in order to trust you. And so many of you are overthinking the shit out of your social media. You're thinking oh, I have to present myself a certain way. I have to talk a certain way. In order for me to be successful, I need to present myself as somebody who is educated in my field. And I need to focus on all the facts. And I need to show value. And I need to show how smart I am. And literally you are, nobody's following you because you are so freaking boring. Because all you talk about is this information, and all people think is that, oh my God, this person is just talking at me. There's a very small percentage of people that are going to connect with information over you as a human. Your superpower is you. And so in the school, I'm going to teach you how to harness that, how to pull that out of you, how to have the confidence to show up as your most authentic self, how to mess up and be messy in public. I think my typos are a perfect example. I actually had somebody DM me to correct me about one of my slides. One of my carousels, I don't even know which one she was talking about, but she said slide 13 has a typo. Literally took the time to DM me about that. And I was so I screenshotted it and I put it in my stories and I was but typos are my entire personality. I'm not worried about people about people thinking I'm smart or stupid for typos. We all know we all do typos. We all know we do voice to text. We all know that we're a generation of just imperfection with our with how we write, because we're just doing things quickly and getting it done quickly and not proofreading. And even when I proofread, I still get typos. That's what ChatGPT is for, by the way. And I cannot wait to teach ChatGPT inside my bonus module, because ChatGPT is such a great assistant. It's such a great writer's assistant. It's such a great, I wouldn't ever say write your, like ChatGPT, your content or your materials. You always need to understand that everything that comes from your brain is your genius. That ChatGPT is not meant for that, in my opinion. It is meant to help you just to make things go quicker. Like you can, like one of the things I taught in my stories this week is that I said that like, I'm a very long-winded writer. Like I like long form content. I would love to do more blogging and I would love to get more into my newsletters and stuff like that for that reason. But Instagram is a short content platform. So what I'll do is I'll write my heart out. I'll write a whole long thing and then I'll copy and paste it into ChatGPT and I'll say, can you make this fit into an Instagram caption, but in my words, and don't change anything about it and just get the point across very clearly to my followers. And it just edits out all the fluff. And it's just like such an amazing skill. And there's so many amazing things that you could do with ChatGPT that I don't think you even understand. So I just really want to help you. I want to help you to utilize the tools that are out there better and also understand how quickly you can create social media. I spend about 20 minutes making my content. 20 minutes. That includes editing, audio, text, and caption. And it's all me. I don't delegate any of my content out. I will never delegate my content out because I believe your content is an extension of you. When I see people just like reposting other people's content or hiring somebody else to do their page, I'm like, you're done, fuck yourself. So that was all just one question. And, one of the things I just wanted to also talk about is like the question of what if I don't have a product to sell? And here's the thing. It's not always about selling a product. What I think people have lost touch with social media too is the creative aspect of it, the storytelling aspect of it, the beauty aspect of it, sharing your life. And when you're not using social media to consume and using it to create, it can be such a creative outlet. It can be such a beautiful creative outlet and it can be super fun. And when you are focused on building your personal brand, it establishes your authority over what it is that you are like what you know to be true, and your perspective and what you have to bring to the world is completely uniquely you. And if you can embrace that, then it's so incredibly important that you do the school, because what I'm going to do in the personal branding module is that we're actually going to do exercises to help you to really step into your true authentic self and to stop overthinking the shit out of your content so that you can have fun with it again. And also that you can be the person that people go to whenever you have something you want to bring to the table, they are running to you, so even if you don't have a product to sell, it's just really important that you understand that you're spending the time on social media anyway. So you might as well invest in learning how to use it as a business, even if you are not. Hey, Elizabeth's in the school too. She said, that's exactly what spoke to me. I freaking just had a brain fart. I don't even know what I was just saying. Oh, I think I know what I was saying. The authenticity thing. I was like, I got so off track. But what you need to understand is that you may not know what you want to share with people now, but so many of you are inspiring influencers or Amazon creators or, the overthinking thing. Yeah. What you don't understand is that your content is an extension of you. Your brand is an extension of you. Even what you do for work is an extension of you, especially if you're an American. Your work is what makes up who you are and like how you do life. And so many of us define ourselves by what we do to the point where you forget that, you're the person behind everything and you are the face of your business. And so many of you are hiding behind your business, or you're not even monetizing social media. And so somebody was like, what if I have a product to sell? What if I don't, I have 0 followers? So what? You're the product. And so when you learn to show up and you start getting in the process of building your following, in the process, by the end of 12 weeks, you're going to know who your ideal audience is. You're going to know what offers you want to create, what future offers. Maybe you'll even launch your first offer. Maybe you'll start to dive into the world of, monetizing your scroll, and like maybe you'll start apply for your first UGC creator things or to become a micro influencer. It's like, the point is that there's nothing but opportunity. And every day that you are not looking at social media as a business, you are missing out on the opportunity to pay off debt, to spend more time with your children, to increase your quality of life, to, diversify your income. And there's so many ways to make income through social media, from your Instagram subscriptions to digital products, to affiliate marketing, to coaching, to, whatever. I mean, it's just like, it's endless. And every single one of you has something about you that you can share with people, even if it's just a philosophy. And that's what you're not understanding too, is that as a person with a personal perspective and your own experience on life, you own your experience. Nobody has your expertise in you. And you're thinking all your expertise comes from a freaking degree or a certification. Like that's where it's broken. The excitement coming from you makes me so happy and excited to be part of this. Yes, Kristen is in the school. I just updated my Post-it board. I can't wait to share. And my Post-it wall. But what you don't understand is that your personal point of view is, and your experience is what makes you a professional at you and what you have to offer people. That's why there's people that are thought leaders who are literally like, people are like, oh, scam artists, oh, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, because they're not their people. Like, if you don't resonate with somebody, and here's the thing I'm going to leave this live with, because if you want to watch the full live 1 hour recording, you can just DM me Hangout. You can also go to my bio if you want to check out the No Rules Branding School. But what I teach as part of the attraction marketing process is the colander effect. And the colander effect is something that I've literally never seen somebody even say out there. And I love it so much because it puts you back in the driver's seat and it stops you making decisions over haters, judgment, being misunderstood, whatever. Because yes, not everybody's going to like you. And guess what? They can leave if they don't like you, right? They can leave. And so when you're creating content, you need to make sure you're creating content for your ideal audience, for your ideal follower, for yourself, for your inner child, for your for your elderly self, everybody that is involved, that it's for and not for, it's not for. And so often people are like, oh, I'm worried about what my employer will think, or I'm worried about this person will think, or I'm worried about that person will think. Well, first of all, what you need to understand is when you're thinking about a hater, you're thinking about what people think about you, you're thinking about what that person said of you in middle school. So it's like dictating how, you don't want to be judged, and you're like tweaking out in your head, and you're just like, what if you just said whatever you want? What if you just said whatever you want? Is your point of view and perspective so dirty and terrible and shameful that you can't even share how you see the world? That is the part where, this is going to be a spiritual experience for you, because it is so scary for so many people to show up as their authentic self, but it's so empowering when you realize that people don't like you and you don't give a fuck anyway, because there's so many more people who are going to like you for being you than being a fake version of yourself that you think you need to be in order to be respected and hired and bought from or whatever, or even for people to follow you. I am beyond excited to go back to school. This is going to be the most epic 3 months. Let's freaking go. Yes, I love Heart Shine Alchemy. I actually was just I was just cross-referencing your name because I was like, I need her real name. You're up on the board. I can't find you that quickly, but you were up there on the board. I was Googling your email address to find your name. Not Googling, but cross-referencing on my pages. Jennifer. Yes. Jennifer. I just put you up on the board. I just updated my board. I'm so freaking excited about it. So anyway, one of the things that I just wanted to say about the colander effect is that what's really cool about the content that I create and that I teach people to create, and that I'm teaching in the school, is that yes, you're going to get followers. And all the time I hear people say, I did a post and I got unfollowed, and they're literally bummed. And I'm like, well, what was your post? That's good. What was your post? Was your post really just being you? And people were instant unfollow? That's good, because what your posts are doing when you do your exclaim posts that I teach in the 322 framework is that your exclaim posts are actually not meant to keep followers. They're meant for you to establish authority over your page and establish authority over who you are, and to build that confidence and authority over anybody else. And what a lot of people like to do on social media is they like to try to take over authority over people, and they like to do that through trolling, private accounts, whatever, because they lack self-esteem and confidence. And so at the end of the day, if you get trolls because you do an exclaim post and you're being really you, that's good, because that means you're triggering them because you are being your full self and they wish they could be more like you. And then also the people who are unfollowing, like they're just not your people and they're just unfollowing, and that's a nice thing to do. The nice thing to do is just unfollow and not say anything bitchy. But so that's what you want. You want the colander effect, and what you don't see behind the scenes of my page is that, I'll get 3,000 followers, right? And then in that 3,000 followers, I'll also get 1,500 unfollows because the colander effect is, it's keeping the people that are my people, and then the people who don't want to be here are leaving, and that's fine, because the people who are on your page and they're fair weather followers are probably never going to support anything that you do anyway, and they're probably not really part of your community, and they probably found you by accident. Okay? So anyway, so back to the question. So one of the things that, I'm just really wanted to address really quick is the time commitment, right? A lot of people are worried about the time commitment, because I get it, because you're busy, you have kids, you have a job, like you work 60 hours a week, you have a million children. I get it. Like my kids are right outside the door. Like I get it, but you have to be committed to doing it messy, and you have to be committed to doing it the best that you can. And so I did make the modules, and I did make this school with the busy people in mind, busy women in mind. And I'm going to be busy too. And I'm going to be showing up just like you are. Like we're all doing this together, right? And the thing about the modules is the way that I created it is, first of all, I'm kicking you off with a really fun module, because I know you're going to need that instant oxytocin hit of like, okay, I don't want you to jump into like the boring over analyzing, over learning stuff. I want you to get straight into action. So the first module that opens up on November 4th is going to be all about like the editing, how I edit, all my favorite apps, how I edit my videos, my photos, like all those questions that I always get about that kind of stuff, how I film B-roll, showing behind the scenes about how I film B-roll, how I actually film, regular content, how I do vlogs, how I do montages, like all of the things that I do, all of my staples, carousels, all of the staple type of posts, and how I do them in a creative way, and show you how I do it fast. So I don't think you need more than 20 minutes a day to create content if you're truly not overthinking it. But first, we're going to jump into that. And then the next two modules are the 322 framework with attraction marketing and personal branding. So the next two modules are going to be super meaty so that you can start to get results with your social media immediately, because I need to have data and analytics to go over with you when I open up module 4, which is going to be about like all the analytics and all the testing that we're going to do to then implement your posting strategy, which I believe needs to be individualized. There's a lot of generic stuff out there that people are like selling, using as free lead magnets and whatever. And while they went to ChatGPT and created a posting calendar and gave it to you as a lead to get your email, like good for them, but that's not actually going to help you. Okay. I see a lot of posting calendars out there, but you need to create your own based off of your own personalized approach. And since you're busy, you don't have a lot of time, I get that. And I also know that if you told me that I need to spend an hour watching a video, I'm not going to do it. So I made all of the modules, all the videos in the modules, very bite-sized, so that you can get through it in 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe the longest one is 15 minutes. And because first of all, I actually want you to complete and get into action. The whole point of this program, it's not a course, it's a program. There is course modules inside of it, but I'm taking you through it and we're doing it together, and it's mine. So I can fully customize it. If I need to do extra workshops because you're stuck and everybody seems to be stuck on something, I can. I'm not obligated to, but I can do whatever I want, with my goal being that I want to help you to get results. And by the end of the 12 weeks, you're either going to be making more money with the business you have or monetizing the social media that you want to grow. And, but the way that I did it is that I am doing an implementation week. So for all of you guys who are really into learning, and you tend to get into all the videos and you take in all the information and you don't actually get into action, well, implementation week is going to be where I'm show me your results, show me your action. I'm going to be checking to make sure everybody's completing their assignments, completing their assessments, and you need to get through the 12 weeks. You need to get through the modules by the 12 weeks, so I'm going to make sure you do that. And then, so for all the procrastinators, all the overanalyzers and the analysis paralysers, that's going to be really great for you, because you're going to have to get into action. And for all of you who are really busy and maybe fall behind, implementation week will be a good opportunity for you to get caught up. And so there's going to also be a Zoom every single week with me. And so you're going to be taking in a lot of information, and also the 80% of the results you're going to create is from your mindset. And so that's where my life coaching and business coaching and my one-on-one coaching I get to do in a group format is going to come in. And I'm also going to break it up into 2 Zooms. I'm going above and beyond for you here. I'm doing a Zoom in the afternoon for all the people who can attend during the day. And then I'm also doing a Zoom in the evening for those of you who work full time. So I'm making it incredibly accessible, and I'm giving you as much opportunity as I can to help you to be successful with this. And all you have to do is commit. That's all you have to do, is you have to see that you're worthy with the investment. And listen, I know how hard it is to make an investment and to do something that you want to do. I'm right there with you. Like, I remember my first time investing with my business coach and like paying her, like, and she cost like 20 grand for 6 months. And I've been working with her every 6 months since 2021. And it always makes me feel sick to my stomach when I pay her, because I have to pay her in full. She doesn't do payment plans. But I know that in order for me to be the person that I need to be, to show up as the person that I want to be, I know that that is me investing in me. And I am the most important thing to invest in. And so many of you do not invest in yourself and do not continue to grow. And if you're not growing, you're dying. And we're happiest when we are in motion. An object in motion stays in motion. An object in motion stays in motion. And we just go through the motions. And there's something so exciting about starting something new and just opening your world up to different possibilities. So we can sit around and we can complain about this with the election coming up and all that, or you can be the person who's in action. And successful people are going around blaming everything around them. They are like, okay, well, this is how it is. I'm not going to sit around and wait for somebody to change my situation. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make it happen myself. And I got my own back. And I've also, like, you know, the new president, or hopefully the whatever happens, you know, fixes things and makes things better. Hopefully, like, we will, you know, things will be better, but I doubt it. I don't trust anybody in the government. I don't trust anybody with my kids. I don't trust anybody with my finances. I know without a shadow of a doubt that the only person who's going to be there for me is me. And I want to help you to be able to be the person that gets into action and steps into the role of somebody who is an entrepreneur and is successful. Even if you don't see yourself as an entrepreneur, this is a very good first step into that direction. It's a very safe, a very supported way to do that with our community, with our Facebook group and our chat. And, you know, I was on the Q&A live today and I saw people joining the chat and I was like, oh my God, you guys are already in. They're already in the chat. We're already connecting in the chat. And our kickoff Zoom is on Tuesday. And you can literally have like just a completely different trajectory for your life by literally the end of this week. If you really believe in like your ability to make shit happen and to really get scrappy and to do something different, because we can always do the same things we've always done, or we can be the person who's going to step up and we're going to be the one who demands change and gets into action and makes it happen. So anyway, I just wanted to come on live here because I know so many people like did not get on the Q&A. If you want to watch the recording for the Q&A, you can DM me the word hangout and I'll get the recording to you in about an hour. I'm going to be going through DMs and getting people the recording. You can also subscribe to the newsletter already went out, the recording, so blah. Too late. But there's a link in my bio for the No Rules Branding School, and enrollment for that ends today at midnight. I don't know when I'm going to be reopening it. It's $500 off for the inaugural grand opening of it. And so if you are ready to, you know, go out there and to really start stepping into the next version of yourself, I just want you to know, as somebody who literally just did it 3 weeks ago, literally 3 weeks ago, my whole life I wouldn't say it got turned upside down. I think that's, for me, it doesn't feel that way. I'm sure it feels that way for other people, but for me, it feels like my life opened up. That my life opened up and that I have the ability to help and serve people, so many more people now. And And I'm just so excited to be able to do that. And I just hope you know that everything is always happening for you. And what feels like a door closing is really always a door opening. But you have to be the one who has the ability to walk through the door and to see the possibilities so that you can see what the universe has in store for you, because there is a reason, there's a method to the madness. And I saw it clear as day the second that it happened. It's something I've been asking for. And sometimes the things that you ask for and that you pray for, they're given to you, but they're not given it to you the way that you thought they were going to be given to you. And you're like, okay, well, I asked for this, so now what am I going to do with it? And that's exactly what I experienced this month. And so anyway, I just want you to know that, this is something that you can do, and I'm here for you. So anyway, doors close tonight at midnight. And if you want more information, you can go to the link in my bio, or you can drop the word hangout in the recording, or DM me or whatever. But yeah, we're going to kick this thing off, and I hope that you're there. Bye.